Hey there. So you're diving headfirst into this whole e-commerce world, and it looks like you've been checking out SaleHoo. Pretty cool stuff, right? Seems like you're really interested in finding some good suppliers, ones you can actually rely on. And of course, finding products that are actually going to sell, actually make you some money online. Let's be real. Who isn't interested in that? So, okay, SaleHoo, right? Just imagine a whole network of over 8,000 suppliers. And they've all been vetted too. That's a lot of products, right? But it gets even better. They actually have this tool that analyzes like product demand and how much competition there is. So you don't have to just guess anymore about what's going to sell or not. And have you ever thought about like those curated subscription boxes everyone's doing these days?
Yeah, well, apparently SaleHoo can help with that too.
Hmm.
So to help us really break down all this stuff, we've got our e-commerce expert here. They're
Right.
going to walk us through all the important parts. So SaleHoo has been around for a while, since 2005. That's almost 20 years of connecting online sellers with suppliers, legitimate ones, of course. And they've really spent that time refining their platform to make it super user-friendly. They've got over 137,000 users. So they must be doing something right.
Yeah, that's definitely not a fly-by-night operation. That's actually really reassuring to hear, especially for someone just starting out. But I'm curious, what would you say is like the main thing that makes SaleHoo stand out from all the other options out there?
Well, one of their biggest strengths is their supplier directory. It's like this carefully curated collection of over 8,000 suppliers. And the best part is SaleHoo has vetted every single one of them. So you don't have to spend hours on Google, just hoping you don't run into a scam. These suppliers have been checked for reliability, quality, all those things that keep an entrepreneur up at night. And the variety is really impressive, too. Over 2.5 million products.
Did you say 2.5 million? Well, I'm already feeling a little overwhelmed, but in a good way. So it's not just like one specific niche. It sounds like you could find suppliers for pretty much anything.
Exactly. That's a huge advantage. You're not limited to just, fashion or electronics. You could literally have a store selling everything from handmade jewelry to eco-friendly cleaning supplies, all sourced through SaleHoo. And for each supplier, you get detailed information. Contact details, minimum order quantities, shipping terms, all that good stuff.
It's like having a personal assistant who's already done all the hard work for you.
Mm.
That's amazing. But okay, let's say I found some incredible products in the directory. Now I need to figure out how to actually sell them. And this is where that whole drop shipping thing comes in, right? I've always been curious about it, but honestly, I always get stuck on the whole finding trustworthy suppliers thing.
Yeah, that can definitely be a challenge. But that's exactly where SaleHoo Dropship comes in. It takes all the guesswork out of dropshipping. It integrates seamlessly with Shopify, which is one of the biggest platforms for setting up online stores. And get this, you can import trending products directly from AliExpress,
Yeah.
like with just one click.
Wait, doesn't AliExpress kind of have a reputation for like inconsistent quality?
I know what you mean. But SaleHoo has already addressed that. Remember, they've pre-vetted these suppliers, so you're not getting the random risky stuff you might find just browsing AliExpress on your own.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'm basically importing these vetted products from AliExpress to my Shopify store. But then I, I'm assuming I don't have to pack and ship every single order myself, right? That always seemed like the most overwhelming part of drop shipping.
You got it. That's one of the best things about SaleHoo Dropship. Order processing is completely automated. When a customer buys something from your store, the order goes directly to the supplier, and they handle all the shipping stuff. You literally don't even have to touch the product.
So that means I can focus on things like building my brand and marketing my products.
Oh.
Okay, that sounds way less intimidating than the image I had in my head of boxes piled up in my living room. But I'm guessing, even with all these automated tools, there's still a bit of a learning curve to running an online business.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn, even for people who've been doing this for a while. And that's where SaleHoo Educate comes in.
Right, I saw that on their website. It's like their own little e-commerce university.
Exactly. It's a platform with all these step-by-step courses. And they're taught by industry experts, people who have actually built successful online businesses. They cover everything from setting up your online store to creating really effective marketing strategies. And the best part, you get lifetime access to all the materials.
Wow, that's amazing. So I can go back and revisit the courses anytime I need a refresher. Now, there's one more feature that really caught my eye. It's called the Market Research Lab. This one sounds almost too good to be true. Is SaleHoo really claiming they can predict which products are going to be winners?
Well, it's not magic, but it is pretty powerful. The Market Research Lab is all about helping you avoid those costly mistakes. You know, the ones that can really set you back, especially when you're just starting out. It basically analyzes things like product demand, competition, and profitability. So you don't have to just guess about what to sell.
Can you give me an example? Let's say I'm thinking about selling eco-friendly yoga mats. Because, sustainability is important and I love yoga.
Yeah.
How would the Market Research Lab help me with that?
Okay, so you'd simply type in eco-friendly yoga mats into the lab, and it would analyze tons of data to tell you how many people are actually searching for that type of product, how much competition you'll face, and even the potential profit margins you could expect.
So it's not just about finding a product you personally love. It's about making sure there are actually people out there who want to buy it. That's incredibly valuable information.
Hmm.
I'm starting to see how all these different SaleHoo features can work together. I can find potential products in the directory, then I can use the Market Research Lab to make sure it's a good idea, and then I can even start selling right away with SaleHoo Dropship.
It's like having a roadmap for your entire e-commerce journey. It guides you through every step of the process.
Okay, but I have to ask the big question, the one that's probably on everyone's mind. Can you really make good money using SaleHoo? I mean, what are we talking about here? What's the income potential?
That's the million-dollar question. And the truth is, it depends. Your earning potential is going to depend on the business model you choose, the niche you're in, and how much effort you put into marketing. But to give you a better idea, let's look at a few real-world scenarios.
Perfect. I love real-world examples.
So let's start with drop shipping, since we were just talking about that. Say you've set up your Shopify store using SaleHoo Dropship, and you decide to focus on those eco-friendly kitchenware products we mentioned earlier. You do some research, and you find out that more and more people are looking for sustainable, ethically sourced kitchen stuff.
Okay, I can picture it now. Bamboo cutting boards, reusable food wraps, maybe even some compostable sponges.
Okay, perfect. Now let's say you do a fantastic job with your marketing. You find the right customers, and your monthly revenue hits $10,000. Now, of course, you'll have expenses, like the cost of the products from your dropshipping supplier, your marketing budget, and Shopify's fees. Let's say all those expenses come to about $6,000.
So we're looking at a profit of $4,000 a month. That's not bad at all,
Yeah.
especially considering I'm not dealing with inventory or shipping. But what about if I want to be a little more hands-on, have more control over my products? That's where the wholesale model comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Wholesale usually involves buying products in bulk, directly from a wholesaler, and then reselling them, either through your own online store or on marketplaces like Amazon and eBay. It requires a bit more upfront investment, but it can also lead to higher profit margins.
Okay, so let's say I've used the SaleHoo directory to find a good wholesaler. I'm thinking maybe fashion accessories, like trendy jewelry scarves, maybe some handbags.
Yeah.
What kind of income potential are we talking about with that scenario?
Okay, let's say your monthly revenue hits $15,000. Now remember, you'll have expenses here too. The cost of those wholesale purchases, any storage fees, and your marketing costs. Let's estimate those expenses at around $9,000.
That leaves a profit of $6,000.
Okay.
I see how scaling up can lead to bigger profits. But there's one more business model I'm really interested in: subscription boxes. It seems like everyone's doing them these days. And I just love the idea of creating a unique experience for my customers.
Yeah, subscription boxes are definitely a hot trend right now. And for good reason. They offer that element of surprise. And they're just so convenient. Plus, they create this recurring revenue stream, which is great for stability.
So let's say I'm putting together a monthly subscription box filled with artisanal snacks, like gourmet cheeses, craft chocolates, maybe some local honey. What kind of income could I potentially make with something like that?
Okay, let's estimate your monthly revenue at $8,000. Your expenses would include the cost of all those delicious snacks, plus the packaging to make it look really nice, shipping costs, and of course your marketing budget. Let's say all those expenses add up to $5,000.
That leaves us with a profit of $3,000. Not as high as the wholesale example, but still pretty impressive for a business that's all about sending out boxes of yummy treats. Okay, so we've looked at dropshipping, wholesale, and subscription boxes, all very different business models, but all with the potential to generate some pretty decent income. It really seems like SaleHoo offers the tools and resources to support entrepreneurs no matter which path they choose.
Exactly. That's one of the things that makes SaleHoo so versatile. Whether you're a complete beginner or you've been doing this for a while, SaleHoo has something to offer. It's a really powerful platform.
I completely agree.
Mm.
It's so much more than just a directory of suppliers. It's like a whole ecosystem designed to help you succeed in e-commerce. And that's what makes it so exciting. But we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore. So stay tuned for part 2 of our SaleHoo deep dive. We will really get into the specifics of each business model. We'll unpack those marketing strategies and share some insider tips for maximizing your success with SaleHoo. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen what's possible with SaleHoo, but now I want to really dive into the details of these business models. Let's start with dropshipping. It seems like the easiest way to get started, especially for someone like me who's, just starting out. But I'm still a little confused about how it all actually works.
Yeah, dropshipping can seem a little mysterious at first, but it's really all about simplifying that whole fulfillment process. Instead of keeping all the products yourself, you partner with a supplier who handles all that stuff. Storing, packing, shipping. They send the products directly to your customers.
So I'm basically the middleman, connecting the customer with the supplier. And I can focus on marketing and customer service while the supplier takes care of all the logistics.
I like that. And SaleHoo makes that whole process so much easier. I can find reliable suppliers and connect my store in just a few clicks.
Exactly. That automation is a huge time saver. But choosing the right niche is super important too. That can really make or break your drop shipping business.
Okay, so let's talk about choosing a niche. What are some things I should be thinking about? I know I need to be passionate about it, but I also need to make sure there's a market for it, right? Passion is definitely a great place to start. It'll keep you motivated and help you connect with your customers. But you're right, you need to make sure there are enough people out there who are interested in what you're selling. A niche that's too crowded will make it hard to stand out. But a niche that's too small might not have enough customers.
So how do I find that sweet spot? What if I'm thinking about eco-friendly pet products? It seems like more and more people are interested in sustainability and everyone loves their pets. Is that too broad, too narrow, or just right?
That's actually a great example of a niche with a lot of potential. It taps into two big trends, sustainability and, people wanting the best for their furry friends. But before you go all in, you can use that SaleHoo Market Research Lab to really validate your idea.
Oh, right, the market research lab. What would that analysis look like?
Well, you would just type in eco-friendly pet products into the lab, and it would analyze a ton of data, search volume competition, even potential profit margins. It'll give you those data-driven insights so you can make a smart decision.
So I can avoid wasting time and money on a niche that's already oversaturated or just doesn't have enough demand. That's
Yeah.
really helpful. Okay, so let's say I've chosen my niche. I've validated it with the market research lab, and I've set up my Shopify store. I've got all those cute pictures of dogs wearing eco-friendly collars and sleeping in organic cotton beds. But how do I actually get people to buy my products?
That's where marketing comes in. And there are so many different strategies you can use. Social media platforms like Instagram and Pinterest are perfect for visual products like yours.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. Everyone loves scrolling through cute animal pictures.
Exactly. And you could even try influencer marketing. Partnering with pet bloggers or Instagram accounts with a big following, that could really help you reach a whole new audience.
Okay, I'm writing that down. Research pet influencers.
Right.
What about paid ads? Would those be a good strategy too?
Definitely. Paid ads, especially on social media, can be super effective. You can target your ideal customers and get your products seen by the right people.
So it's not just about creating great content, it's about promoting it strategically. What about content marketing? I've heard that can be a good way to attract customers organically, but I'm not sure how that would work for a dropshipping business.
Content marketing can actually be really powerful for dropshippers. It's all about building trust and becoming an authority in your niche. You could start a blog on your website where you share tips for eco-conscious pet care, maybe some product reviews, even some heartwarming stories about rescue animals.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's not just about selling products, it's about providing value to my audience.
Exactly. And while you're at it, don't forget to build an email list. You can offer a discount loan or a free guide in exchange for email addresses.
That way I can keep people engaged and let them know about new products or special promotions. Okay, I'm starting to get a much clearer picture of how dropshipping works and what it takes to be successful. But what about if I'm ready to take things to the next level? When does it make sense to switch from dropshipping to the wholesale model?
Wholesale is usually a good option when you're ready to scale your business. It often means higher profit margins because you're buying in bulk at lower prices.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm a little intimidated by the thought of finding reliable wholesalers. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, remember that SaleHoo directory we talked about?
Yeah.
It's not just for dropshipping suppliers. It includes thousands of pre-vetted wholesalers in all sorts of different categories.
Really?
Yeah, you can search by product, minimum order quantities, location, All sorts of criteria.
So I can use the same platform to find suppliers, whether I'm drop shipping or going the wholesale route. That's convenient. But what about the logistics of actually managing inventory? Where do I store all those products?
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider. You'll need to factor in storage costs, whether that's renting a warehouse, using a fulfillment center, or even just using some space in your own home if you're starting small.
Okay, so storage is one thing. What about shipping? Am I going to be stuck packing and shipping every order myself?
Not necessarily. You can actually outsource all that to a third-party logistics provider. They call them 3PLs. They handle everything: warehousing, picking, packing, shipping, even returns.
So it's like having my own shipping department without all the hassle. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but how does marketing a wholesale business differ from marketing a drop shipping business? Are the strategies basically the same?
The basic principles are definitely similar, but with wholesale, you often have more control over things like branding and packaging. You can create a more cohesive brand experience, one that really reflects your values and appeals to your target market.
So I can really tell my brand story and stand out from the competition.
Exactly. And because you're buying in bulk, you might be able to get better pricing from your suppliers.
Which means I can offer promotions, discounts, even experiment with different pricing strategies.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm definitely seeing the advantages of wholesale. But now I want to talk about my favorite subscription boxes. There's something so fun about creating a unique experience for my customers and sending them a little box of happiness every month.
Yeah, subscription boxes are really popular right now. They tap into that love of surprise and convenience. Plus, that recurring revenue is great for any business.
So where do I start? How do I choose the right niche for a subscription box?
Well, think about your passions, your interests, the kinds of products you love. What kind of experience do you want to create for your subscribers?
Okay, well, I'm a big fan of artisanal coffee, and I love supporting small businesses. What if I curated a monthly box featuring ethically sourced coffee beans from different roasters around the world?
I love that idea. It's specific enough to target a niche audience, but it also has a lot of variety. There's so much potential for discovery.
I can already picture it, this beautiful box with all these amazing coffee aromas, but I wouldn't even know where to start looking for those small batch coffee roasters.
Well, that's where the SaleHoo directory comes in handy again. It's a great resource for finding unique, high-quality products from all sorts of suppliers, including those specializing in artisanal goods. And remember, SaleHoo vets all their suppliers so you can be sure you're working with reputable businesses.
Okay, so I've got my niche. I'm sourcing my products through SaleHoo. Now, what about packaging? I know presentation is everything when it comes to subscription boxes. I want people to be wowed when they open that box.
Absolutely. Packaging is key. Think about custom boxes, beautiful tissue paper, maybe even handwritten notes. Little bonus gifts or samples can really make a difference.
It's all about those little details that make it feel special. Okay, so I've got my products, my packaging, my brand story. Now, how do I actually get people to subscribe?
Social media is your best friend for promoting subscription boxes. Instagram is perfect for showing off those unboxing experiences. You can run contests and giveaways, collaborate with influencers.
So create that buzz. Get people excited about what's inside the box. What about pricing? How do I figure out how much to charge for my subscription box?
Pricing is always a bit of a balancing act. You need to factor in all your costs, the product's packaging, shipping, your time, but you also need to think about the value you're offering. What are other similar subscription boxes charging? What kind of experience are you providing?
So it's not just about covering my costs. It's about creating a premium experience that people are willing to pay for.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try different pricing tiers. You could have a basic box with just the coffee beans, a premium box with some extra treats, or even a deluxe box with maybe some special brewing equipment.
Oh, I like that idea. Give people options. Let them choose what works best for them. But I have one more question about subscription boxes. What about churn? I've heard it can be hard to keep subscribers month after month.
Yeah, churn is definitely something to think about. The key is to keep your subscribers happy and exceed their expectations. That means high-quality products, personalizing the experience, and providing amazing customer service.
So it's not just about sending a box of stuff. It's about building a relationship with my subscribers and making them feel like they're part of something special.
Exactly. You could even send out surveys to get feedback, offer exclusive discounts to loyal subscribers, maybe even host some online events or create online communities to build that sense of connection.
I'm starting to see how subscription boxes can be a really rewarding business model. It's not just about transactions. It's about building a community around a shared passion.
And that's what makes it so much fun. But there's one more business model we need to talk about: private labeling.
Okay, tell me more about private labeling. I know it involves putting my own brand on a product, but I'm not exactly sure how it works.
So private labeling is basically partnering with a manufacturer to create a product that's exclusive to your brand. You're not creating the product from scratch, but you're customizing it with your branding, packaging, and sometimes even the formula or ingredients.
So I'm taking an existing product and making it my own.
Exactly. Can you give me an example?
Sure.
Okay, let's say you're really passionate about organic skincare. You could find a manufacturer who specializes in natural skincare products and work with them to create a custom formula with specific ingredients that align with your brand.
So instead of just reselling someone else's skincare line, I'm creating my own unique brand with its own identity.
Exactly. Private labeling lets you differentiate yourself, build brand loyalty, and often charge higher prices.
This is all sounding really interesting,
Yeah.
but where do I even find a manufacturer who's willing to do private labeling? Is that something I can do through SaleHoo?
Absolutely. The SaleHoo directory has a lot of different manufacturers, including those who offer private labeling services. You can search by product category, minimum order quantities, all that good stuff.
Okay, so that takes care of finding a manufacturer.
Hmm.
But what about developing the product itself? I wouldn't even know where to begin.
A lot of manufacturers who do private labeling will actually help you with that. Formulation, packaging design, even regulatory compliance. Plus, there are tons of online courses and communities where you can connect with other entrepreneurs who have done this before.
So there's definitely support out there. But how do I market a private label product when no one knows my brand yet?
Building brand awareness is definitely key. You need to tell your brand story, highlight what makes your products unique, and connect with your target audience on an emotional level.
Okay, so crafting a compelling narrative around my brand. What are some good ways to do that?
Content marketing is a great place to start. Create a blog or website where you share your passion for organic skincare, the story behind your brand, the benefits of your unique formulas.
So I'm educating and engaging my audience with valuable content. What about social media?
Social media is essential for building brand awareness. Use platforms like Instagram to show off your packaging, highlight customer testimonials, give people a behind-the-scenes look at your process.
I love those ideas. It's
Right.
all about transparency, authenticity, building trust.
Exactly. And don't forget about influencer marketing. Partnering with beauty bloggers or skincare enthusiasts who align with your brand can be super effective.
Okay, adding research skincare influencers to my to-do list. This is so inspiring. I can already imagine my own line of organic skincare products online.
Private labeling really lets you create a business that you're passionate about. But there's one more thing we need to talk about: mindset. It's so important for building a successful online business.
You're so right. Mindset is everything.
Yeah.
What are some of those key mindset shifts that aspiring e-commerce entrepreneurs need to make?
One of the most important is developing a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. Be open to feedback. Don't be afraid to experiment.
That makes sense. Things are always changing in e-commerce, so being adaptable and willing to learn is crucial.
Exactly. Another important shift is to focus on building long-term sustainable success. It's not about chasing quick wins. It's about building a brand that people love, providing great customer service, and creating real value.
It's playing the long game.
Exactly. And finally, surround yourself with a supportive community. Connect with other entrepreneurs. Find mentors. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Being an entrepreneur can be tough, but it's so much easier when you have people who understand what you're going through.
This has been an amazing overview of all the different business models and mindsets for e-commerce success. But there's one thing we haven't really talked about yet, the financial side of things.
Ah, yes, the numbers. Understanding your finances is essential for making good decisions and setting realistic goals.
So in part 3 of our SaleHoo deep dive, we're going to break down pricing strategies, profit margins, even some advanced financial planning tips to help you build a profitable and sustainable business. All right, so we've really dug deep into SaleHoo, explored those amazing features and all of those different business models, and even talked about the mindset you need to succeed in e-commerce. But now it's time to get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about the money, the financial side of e-commerce.
You got it, the numbers. Understanding your finances, that's the key to making smart decisions, setting realistic goals, and building a business that's actually profitable and can last.
So let's break it down. What are some of the financial things that every e-commerce entrepreneur needs to think about, whether they're dropshipping, wholesaling, or running a subscription box business?
First things first, you got to know your costs, like inside and out. We're talking about everything. The cost of the products themselves, marketing, website, hosting, even those little transaction fees that can add up.
Okay, so keep track of everything. Got it. But how do I figure out how much to charge for my products? How do I price things so that I'm covering my costs, making a profit, but also staying competitive?
Pricing is always a bit of a dance. One common approach is cost plus pricing. You figure out your total costs, add a markup percentage, and that's your selling price.
Sounds simple enough, but what if my competitors are selling similar stuff for less? I don't want to scare people away with high prices.
Right, that's where competitive pricing comes in. You got to research what your competitors are doing and position yourself strategically. You might need to adjust your markup or find ways to lower your costs to stay competitive.
Got it. So it's not just about my costs, it's about understanding the market and what customers are willing to pay. But let's talk about profit. How do I make sure I'm actually making money and not just breaking even every month?
Profit margins. That's what it's all about. You got to calculate your gross profit margin, which is basically the percentage of your revenue that's left after you pay for the products themselves.
Okay, walk me through that calculation. My accounting skills are a little rusty.
Let's say you sell a product for $50 and it costs you $25 to buy. Your gross profit would be $25. To get your gross profit margin, you divide the gross profit, which is $25, by your revenue, which is $50. That gives you zero point 0.5. Multiply that by 100, and you've got a 50% gross profit margin.
50%? That sounds pretty good. But there's more to profit than just gross profit margin, right?
You're right. There's also net profit margin, which takes into account all your expenses, not just the cost of the products. It gives you a more complete picture of how profitable your business really is.
Okay, so gross profit margin and net profit margin. Got to keep track of both. Any other numbers I should be watching?
Yeah, depending on your business model, you might want to track things like customer acquisition cost, average order value, even customer lifetime value.
Those sound a bit more advanced. But I can see how they'd be helpful as my business grows. Okay, so I'm tracking expenses, pricing strategically, monitoring my profit margins. What about planning for the future? How do I make sure my business is set up for sustainable growth?
That's where financial forecasting comes in. It's basically predicting your future sales expenses and profits based on your past data and what's happening in the market. It helps you make smart decisions about inventory marketing and even hiring as your business gets bigger.
Forecasting sounds kind of scary, but I get why it's important. It's like having a crystal ball for your business.
It can definitely help you avoid some unpleasant surprises. And there are a lot of tools out there to help you with financial planning and forecasting. Accounting software can create those projections for you, and you can always talk to a financial advisor who specializes in e-commerce.
All right, I'm feeling much more confident about handling the financial side of e-commerce. It's not as overwhelming as I thought, especially with the right tools and guidance. So as we wrap up our SaleHoo deep dives, what are some key things you want to leave our listener with?
Building a successful e-commerce business, it's totally doable. SaleHoo gives you the platform you need to find products, research markets, and connect with other entrepreneurs. But remember, success isn't just about having the right tools. It's about combining those tools with a solid understanding of your finances and being willing to learn and adapt as you go.
Well said. SaleHoo gives you the resources and knowledge, but it's up to you to take action and build the business you've always dreamed of. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the world of e-commerce, explore all that SaleHoo has to offer, and get started. That's it for our SaleHoo deep dive. We've covered a lot, from finding those hidden gem products, to launching a dropshipping store, to cracking the code of subscription boxes. We even talked about the importance of mindset and financial savvy. Building an e-commerce business can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. And with SaleHoo by your side, you'll have the tools and support you need to navigate the journey and achieve your goals. So go out there and make it happen. And hey, if you have any questions after listening to this deep dive, feel free to reach out. We're always here to help. Until next time, happy selling.